iLearn iPrism, the administrative tutorials, system settings, directory services. We'll start off by explaining the purpose of directory services, review Windows and LDAP directory services configurations, and then integrate an iPrism into Windows Active Directory 2003. Let's get started. Most enterprise environments are comprised of some form of directory services, centralizing the administration of objects, including computers, users, and groups of users. Integrating the iPrism into your directory services is a simplified and graceful procedure, allowing the iPrism to leverage this critical enterprise structure. The iPrism supports most forms of directory services, from Windows NT to Active Directory 2008, as well as LDAP, including Novell's eDirectory, ensuring across-the-board compatibility with almost any environment. At the heart of the iPrism's design is the ability to authenticate users based on their currently logged-on credentials, with instant account verification and group membership. User authentication directly translates to user data in the reports, allowing enterprises to enforce acceptable use policies at the user level. We'll configure and join an iPrism into Windows Active Directory 2003, with a quick review of LDAP and Windows Active Directory 2008 first. In the System Settings Directory Services screen, click the Configure and Join button to begin this process. Notice the authentication message states this process will take effect immediately. Click Yes to continue. In the Authentication Mode drop-down menu, various supported directory services are listed. Select LDAP. Notice LDAP settings are ready to be configured below. Clicking the Presets button displays the various LDAP server options, including Windows Active Directory and Novell's NetWare NDS. Click NDS and notice that the iPrism has pre-populated most fields. All that's needed is an LDAP server entry. Now, let's review the Active Directory Server 2008 settings. In the Authentication mode at the top, select Server 2008. Notice the domain settings are pre-populated. This information was obtained from the workstation currently being used to configure the iPrism. For backwards compatibility purposes, the NT domain is populated, as well as the native Active Directory realm information. It's recommended that domain controller IP addresses are configured, ensuring direct communications between the iPrism and domain controllers. Using the Add and Edit buttons accomplishes this task. Click on the Advanced Settings button and review the settings for Server 2008 communications. In most cases, these will not need to be modified. Click the Cancel button to return to the Domain Settings screen. Back to the top, select Server 2000-2003, and again, notice the domain settings below are pre-populated. Click the Advanced Settings button and review the settings for Server 2000-2003. Once again, these will most likely not need to be modified. Click the Cancel button to return to the Domain Settings screen. If your iPrism is in bridge mode and you wish to have the iPrism perform the auto login function, where users are not prompted for credentials, select DNS in the drop-down menu. By selecting DNS, Active Directory integrated workstations will recognize the iPrism as a trusted local zone server and allow authentication to take place. This setting is critical for the iPrism auto login to function. Also, it's key to point out that an A record or host record needs to be created in the Active Directory DNS servers, resolving the iPrism hostname to its static IP address. Just above the Advanced Settings button, type in a domain administrator username and its corresponding password. Then, click the Join button. Notice your mouse cursor is now a clock, signifying that this join process is now underway. After a few moments, the authentication window should read a successful join was accomplished. In more technical detail, a machine account was just created in the Active Directory Computers container, and the iPrism is now considered a trusted Windows workstation. Click OK. At this point, the iPrism is now integrated into Active Directory and able to work with existing user and group structures already in place. Thanks for watching. For more tutorials, click on the info icon located at the bottom of this video player.